It is also a crisp and sunny day here on this beautiful Sunday here at Thornton. Well, a wild Xfinity race came on by. Now it's time for the Cup race. So let's get on down to your starting lineup. On the pole, Emma Ross, the Canadian, will be out in front. Next to her, Quentin Moore. Third, Scott Roush. Fourth, third, Alex Ferrante. Fourth, Scott Roush. Fifth, RJ Bishop. Sixth, Michael Walton. Seventh is JT Bryant. Eighth, Trent Dunham. Ninth is Sky Commons. Leading top 10, Charles Sanford. Here's rest of your starting line from 11th on back. Now, we mentioned after Homestead, Kyle Keith will not be returning. Dylan Young will take over for the rest of the season of 42. Should be interesting to see what will happen here for his run here. We'll talk about points in just a bit, though. And if you notice, we're at the 4:59 and at the pause mark. Well, we're on the final row, Alex Drayton, Seth Cole. We're in this feature for this race only because of how the racing is. We can do replay mode, so I will not post the full results. It'll be off the ticker. So here are the points coming into this race. There is only one confirmed driver that is clinched. That is Seth Cole in the 33. He's good to go. He's locked. He don't have to worry about anything. Now, what about the others? The pivotal 10th in points is Anthony McCurry. He is 62 back from the leader. Jessica Sheldon, who's 15 back from Seth Cole, who is in total of, let me actually do the math real quick on my calculator, because you're probably going to hear a lot of calculator stuff right here, because it's that big of a deal. So let me see. Is a total of 47 back. Not mathematically clinched, just by 5 points. As Sheldon stays out of trouble, and a driver like Anthony McCurry or even Alex Ferrante gets such a powerful run to win a race, you get what I mean. Stranger things have happened before. James Qualls, he's third in the points. Dylan Potey is fourth after his win at Homestead. Fifth is Zachary Fitzwater with that good run. If he can get one more, he will be good to go in the battle for the championship, and that will be great news for wildcard holders, which we'll mention in a bit. Johnny Gardner, 6th in the points. Sky Commons, 7th. Trent Dunham, 8th. JT Bryant, 9th. Anthony McCurry playing in the top 10. Speaking of Gardner, Cole Deaver, we already know, is good to go in the Xfinity. Jackie Tang, not so much. So, we'll see what happens for the rest of Gardner Racing with him, Daniel Olson, who is 20th in points with a win, and Quentin Moore, who is 35th without a win. He's automatically relying on the Chase LCQ at this point. So, speaking of the wildcard holders, those drivers would be Alex Drayton, who is currently 15th in the points, a total of, let me see here because of the way how these are, 23 points behind 10th in the points, and Zach Flickinger, who is a couple spots behind and is a total of 3 points ahead of Alex Drayton. So, yep, that's how it goes from there. Their main goal, obviously, is to make sure Zachary Fitzwater stays in the top 10. No one ahead of him, so Nathan Hudson nor Charles Sanford can't get a win. And they have to make sure that they can get, at least some decent runs. So, even a driver like Daniel Olson or Eric Burton can sneak on into victory. Speaking of Eric Burton in the 20, we have gotten word just recently that he will not be back next season and will be quote-unquote retiring after his tenure in the NRSL. So a tough break right there. Very happy they got to be on board for both the Xfinity and the Cup Series. Xfinity last season and Cup this year, so it's a shame. I'm definitely going to miss having him over, and we'll see what will happen with Navarro's team, Archangel Racing, of who they're going to have next season in those rides. But without further ado, you already know what's going to happen. Those most famous words in motorsports is just underway. Once I get to the play button here. Here we go. So the command has been given. There's the ticker. 5 laps, just like the Xfinity race. Going to be interesting to see what will take play here a lot on the line today. Kyle Keith watching over the pit box for the remainder of the season. Hoping to see that, you know, drivers like Brett Pritchard or even John Art, Kate Anderson can pull a miracle and get in. And, of course, watching Dylan Young from the pit box. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Thornton. And the train goes through the cars like usual. Ember Ross with a great start right there. Quentin Moore, not so much. And that outside line so far with a good run. Everyone seemed to be A-okay. And Ember Ross so far with a not bad of a lead. Going to be interesting to see if Ross can hang on. And if Alex Ferranti can try to do what he can and take the victory away from the 77. And this spot right here, of course, had some trouble in the Xfinity race. And look at Quentin Moore take advantage of it. Same for Anthony McCurry. Moore now taking the 4th position from JT Bryant. So far, remain single file throughout this area. And of course, this is the first time we are using this mod. And of course, you may see some occasional breaks and differences of a thing. Because, you know, at times with this track, the way and the nature how it is, it can crash. But still, that doesn't mean it can provide some great racing like it always does. So as far as Archangel Racing is concerned, there's been no word on who will be in what rides next season and what the state of plan is for the Xfinity Series yet. But one thing for certain, we only know Ember Ross will be next season for the 77. That is confirmed. Alex Ferranti, car number 84, out in front. We have to put this back up. And now RJ Bishop, Quentin Moore, JT Bryant, all trying to go for that top position. Looks like Ember Ross is going to have a buddy catching up with her. That's that 18 of Scott Roush trying to battle for position. And Dylan Young in that Hooters Chevrolet trying to do what he can to help out for Sega Keith Motorsports at the time being until Kyle Keith is going to be ready for next season and will be on board there. Kind of weird to not see Kyle in the 42 there. It's been kind of odd here. Normally you're used to seeing some certain people in those certain amount of rides. Well, here it's definitely weirding me out for sure. There's Anthony McCurry right now, the pivotal 10th in points. Now, in the Xfinity Series, we've seen it was Kyle Matthews that was the one, and instead, so far, it has really proved the fact that whoever's 10th in the points has done not bad. And a bit of a 3 wide right there coming off this big right-hander here. This is probably one of the toughest turns right here because they go into that city section right here as they get off the highway and all. Right now, Bishop trying to get back up in the front. You see, whoa! JT Bryant and Dylan Young both taking the jump right there. And Ferranti and Ember Ross are going to battle for the top position. Oh, Ferranti kind of not in a good position. Wow, somehow him and Quentin Moore keep it together. And, oh, there goes the spin. It's Jeffrey Finguy and Nathan Hudson. Kev Shear going to lose a little bit of ground right there. Same for Joshua Osborne, the 27. Wow, 3 wide coming off this turn right here. Remember last time it happened, they wrecked each other. This time, Dylan Boatsy got a good run and got out of that scenario. There's James Qualls, third in the points. Had a dismal run at Homestead. Got involved in an accident, but so far, he's keeping himself clean. Oh, Dylan Boatsy on the thing here, along with Anthony McCurry on the curb right there. And Zach Flickinger gaining some spots right there. That's big news right there for one of the wild card holders. Now, another thing, too, is this. It is possible, unlikely, but possible, that Zach Flickinger and or Alex Drain could sneak into the top 10 and knock off one of the drivers from there. If that's the case, remember the next driver with 1 win, who's the highest, as long as it's not a 2-win driver, could get in there and take wildcard slot number 2. Look at Scott Roush trying to battle Alex Ferranti on that right side right there. And that 18 Toyota. And oh, that's risky right there. Yeah, these drivers know they cannot afford a mistake like that. And that's what gets you knocked out of a championship contention right there. Nathan Hudson, Jeffrey Finguy all the way in the rear of the field. Some of these guys are catching up, back up with one another. We still got at least 40 cars still somewhat able to battle this pack. There's Johnny Gardner in the 12. That's one of the drivers to keep an eye on, the 10th and top 10 in points right there. Brett Pritchard. He was outside of the top 10. The Xfinity race, the Cup race, he's in the bit of the same scenario. And if I remember correctly, too, the last couple of seasons when we've been here, this is one of Pritchard's worst tracks. Just can't seem to get the runs that he needs. Although, within the last 3 or 4 races, he has been free-falling, and he fell out of the top 10. That 8 team, I guarantee you, they're really going to do what they can to at least, make some ground up in order to catch up in the battle for the championship. Jessica Sheldon, second in the points. Kind of good news for her. She didn't get knocked out of the race. Got a bit of a gap between Trent Dunham and Levi McIntyre / Zach Flickinger. Charles Sammer making a little contact with JT Bryant there. And you can see Bryant with all that damage on the right side of that Shell Pennzoil Ford. Everyone keep it together there, which is a good sign. Again, apologize for how the camera angles are. They ain't the best, but, you got to roll with what you got. Alex Ferranti, who's yet to win in that 84 car there. One of those drivers that's in that battle to try to get into the top 10 in points. That'd be a big deal for the 84 team. Remember, he missed out last season driving in the 29, I think it was. Yeah, he drove the 29 last season for Archangel. And remember, too, that big move to his own team. Or no, I'm sorry, my apologies. He was in the 2 car last season. Oh, and Emma Ross just put him in the wall. Oh, and look at this. Whoa, Commons and RJ Bishop riding up there. Oh, and Clint Spillman just got held up and, whoa, almost got into Connor Meyer there and took him out there. Oh, and there goes Alex Ferranti's chance of a win. I don't know what happened. I have a feeling someone made contact with the 77 that sent him up into the, set her up into the 84 there. This allows Scott Roush to lead. I think that's who may have got into him. Dunham and Walton hit that guardrail there. Look at McCurry going around Ember Ross, who's been free-falling there. And here we come to the turn of death yet again. Trent Dunham trying to go around Ron Bishop for position. Will do so. And now going to try to work on his, for now, teammate Dylan Young, which Young, remember last time he had been in a NRSL race. Ron Bishop taking a little wide right there, but will be all right. His last race was all the way back in Season 3, I want to say it was, when he drove the 2 car in a Ford. That was then afterward Tanner Sullivan taken over for 2 seasons, and then Alex Ferranti took over for 1 season, and then Ferranti moved from the 2 to the 84, and ever since then, as of now, it has been Michael Walton who is driving that 2 car, and ironic enough, not too far behind. Kind of ironic there. Scott Roush, though. And that Aflac Toyota, we haven't really seen him use this scheme a whole lot at all. I think he's only ran this scheme one other time. Other than that, he's ran the other schemes that's there. Who is a diehard Carl Edwards fan, keep in mind. Now, I did get to speak to Scott Roush after that Xfinity race. He said, you know, I learned a lot from that race. You just got to make sure when qualifying comes around, you want to be not towards the super front, but you want to be at least in a good position, because if you're in the rear of the field, there's no way in hell you're going to win the race. And he had a good top 15 car just about the entire day, too. So that tells you all that experience he needs right there. Quentin Moore got a good run right there. Now Dylan Young trying to take that second position from the 34. And look at this, trying to go 2 for 1 on the lead. New leader Dylan Young, who's now going to clear the 18 of Scott Roush. Wow, and Ferranti fell all the way back to dead last. Keith Batson also quite a ways back as well. Eric Burton, Jeffrey Fingai, Johnny Gardner. Uh-oh, that is not good for Gardner Racing. Clint Spillman also in the rear. Look at Osborne trying to work on Kev Shear there, but, you know, there's not really a lot of passes that like to come around in this area. It's right before the turn, like you just seen right there with Zach Rogers trying to go after Brett Pritchard, and we'll make a move right there. Now Dylan Pote. You can see that these guys here, they're trying to work together so they can find a way to get up to these guys right here and get them as quickly as possible. Now Young going to lose the lead again. Scott Roush going to retake the lead. No, how about Ron Bishop in the Dodge trying to go for that position? And Young falls from first to fourth. Wow, Sky Comments took a bit of a squirrely move right there. And, you know, you see where Ron Bishop's at. He's in the wrong line right there as Roush retakes the lead. You don't want to be on this side of the road. You want to be on that side right there. It's going to have Ron Bishop kind of lose Dylan Young a little bit, but he'll gain that back. Now Young trying to take second from the 34 of Quentin Moore. Not going to do it. Tucks back in line. It's going to allow Quentin Moore to make an opportunity for the lead. This is where you kind of want to do it right here. As you get closer and closer to that turn, that's where you want to make your move. But Dylan Young trying to take advantage of it. Now Ron Bishop caught up to these guys. And now Quentin Moore not going to battle for the lead, but is going to try to battle Dylan Young for second or not. Look at Young with the power move on the high line. Whoa, Quentin Moore got a little squirrely right there. I don't know if he was trying to get into that lane to block Ron Bishop, but man, he almost pulled a disastrous move that would have ended his day. It's aimed for Ron. Look at that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. They're trying to work together, kind of separating a couple packs there. Dylan Young going to lead them down heading into the turn right here. Scott Roush nearly into that wall, and now he got it. Dylan Pote got a bit. Daniel Olson right in front of James Qualls. Kept it together. Brett Pritchard, Zach Rogers. Everyone keep it together. Here we go into the turn of death for the 3rd time today. And Young coming off that turn will be A-okay. And look at this. We got new challengers up here. Michael Walton, Zach Flickinger, who is a hometown hero with Dylan Young. Anthony McCurry and Levi McIntyre. Look at Trent Dunham at 9th and Jessica Sheldon completing the top 10. She knows she wants to make the chase. And so far, this has been her best season she's ever had in her career. With that Daytona 500 victory that she's had, that's so far been her only win this season. She's still been very consistent, but not as consistent as the points leader. It's fine where he's at, even though he's already clinched a spot. Right now, 33rd on the course. Now, there's Alex Drayton. That's one of the wild card holders right there. Currently, wild card holder number 1. Or actually, number 2, rather. I'm sorry, number 2. Wildcard holder number 1, which is Zach Flickinger, you just seen, is in the top 10. Zachary Fitzwater, that's one of the key drivers to keep an eye, because remember, he falls out of that top 10. You already know that Alex Drain's going to get knocked out of the playoff contention. Whoa, Ember Ross did not take that turn almost well, and managed to keep it together. Is going to pass James Qualls along with Audrey Baranowskis. Now, Audrey Baranowskis, you know, Hudson will be closing down the shop. Meanwhile, the 46 will still be Audrey Baranowskis. And then as far as whoever else will be on board next season, it will be Ramian Fisher. As far as the number is concerned, we don't know yet. And they will be moving over from Toyota to Chevrolet. So an interesting twist there for the Cup Series to see what will happen. But Ramian Fisher finally coming back to the Cup Series after a long hiatus. Look at Quentin Moore trying to go for that lead. Right there's the 34. The Tennessee native with a little help of Ron Bishop right there. Oh, but it's get moved to the high line right there. Although with these drivers battling behind 4th place, that's what they need. But now Zach Flickinger not wasting any time. He wants to go for that 5th position. That may have just hurt him right there. Look at them all battling right there. Young with a really powerful Hooters Chevrolet there. Quentin Moore now trying to take the top position right there. Can't seem to do it. And now Flickinger, ever so slightly, catching up to that 88 car. Great run for the 96 car. Now he'll be running this car for the rest of the season. I believe he will also be running this for the Wawa versus Sheetz car, the Subway Walmart car, which if you notice on the right side of the car is a WTF is Sheetz, and on the left side is a WTF is a Wawa. Yes, that is an actual thing of his. Don't judge me. Now Quentin Moore trying to get back to the lead. But you notice they're now double file, double wide. And look at Ron Bishop got kicked to the high line. Is getting passed by the 96. Here comes Quentin Moore in the 34. Here comes the K-Love Ford on a big right-hander here. Moore trying to complete the pass on the 42. Will do so. New leader, Quentin Moore. Look at, other than Flickinger, Michael Walton is caught into the pack. Anthony McCurry, Levi McIntyre. And the battle for 9th still continuing between Jessica Sheldon and Zachary Fitzwater. Poteen and Dunham with some side damage. They're keeping together. Now remember, at the end of the race, kind of like we showed in the Xfinity Series, we'll be looking at the points about who's in where. Quentin Moore out in front. Just checking with these guys real quick, make sure they're going to be okay, because remember, anything can happen. And, oh, Rogers really got that wall there. Same for Kev Shear. Oh, and Benjamin Miles got off the course. As they go through a train. Yes, that is possible. But the white flag going to be displayed for Quentin Moore, Dylan Young, and Scott Roush. White flag displayed for the K-Love Ford for Gardner Racing. Remember, Jackie Tang won the Xfinity race just yesterday. Can they sweep Thornton? Look at Flickinger trying to battle for position there. Not going to make the move. Look at McCurry. He is a very well-known road course ringer. That 10th in points is going to make a move on the 96 for position. That's for 5th right there. Quentin Moore trying to pick up his first career win in that 34. Remember, the team's going to be rebranded to Evans Gardner Motorsports and will be moved to a Chevrolet next season. They said they want to compete with the top team Chevys. That's like Sega Keith Motorsports, Flickinger Racing, and all the others there that have been a Chevy there. Even though Flickinger Racing will be moving to a Shelby Ford next season, still, you never know what could happen, as Young with a power move right there is going to go around Moore, and Scott Roush for 2nd. A lot on the line that is being used here at Thornton. Now Young back at the lead. Look at Scott Roush, Quentin Moore, Michael Walton. Those drivers right there alone are trying to do what they can. to catch that 42. Remember, Kyle Keith was in that car last season and had a pretty decent run and made the chase. He made the chase in every season. However, this season, not been the case. Been involved in a lot of accidents. About pretty much all of them, with the exception of a few, have just been wrong place and wrong time for that 42 team. So Kyle's just taking a break, just focusing on Xfinity. He's going to rely on that chase race LCQ. Look at Quint Moore for second. This is going to allow Michael Walton, Anthony McCurry, Zach Flickinger to catch up. McCurry's thinking about making a move for fourth, and he's going to do so. Moore now going to get second. Trying to push the 42 on that high line right there, but he's in the wrong line. Look at McCurry going to get third, though. Oh, but he didn't clear the 18. That's going to pay the price right there. Now Michael Walton going to try to take fourth place from him. He's going to do so, and Flickinger trying to take advantage for fifth. Not a bad move by the 96. And the funny thing, too, Flickinger, again, it is his farewell season. But remember, last season he scored his first career win. And all of a sudden, because of it, he's starting to win races now. William will be taking over next season in the 8 car next season. As Sega Keith will relieve the 8 car from the team. They will be using the different numbers of the 1, 2, or excuse me, the 1, 3, 40, 42, and 41. Now, Dylan Young trying to hold on for dear life against Scott Roush and Quentin Moore. Roush probably has the best chance, though. Been a while, too, since Dylan Young has ever won at Thornton. Been a long, long time. Let alone since his last win, which I think came at April in that final season. Scott Roush, he's going to make the move on the 42. Sticking with him on the corner. All over the back bumper, that Hooters Chevrolet. Can the 18 get him? Coming into the final corners, you want to make your move on that final corner. Be ballsy in the turn of death. McCurry in third. Flickinger trying to take fourth from Walton. Can the 18 get any effort? Oh, he's going to try, and it's not going to be enough. Flickinger trying to battle for third, but that'll be all she wrote right there. Coming down the front straight, Dylan Young in the 42 is going to come back to the NRSL in a great time. He wins at Thornton for Sega Keith Motorsports in what an unbelievable turn of events. We've seen a car in pit road. That's Johnny Gardner. And Benjamin Miles still out there on the course. But Dylan Young, I swear it's not rigged, will win here at Thornton. I don't believe it. What are the odds of that you ever find someone doing that? Top 10 rundown, the way how it goes is I almost just said Kyle Keith right there. Dylan Young, Scott Roush, Anthony McCurry, Zach Flickinger, Michael Walton, Quentin Moore, Levi McIntyre, Jessica Shelton, Daniel Olson, and Ron Bishop. So I think it's safe to say Anthony McCurry, he's going to make the chase from where he's at 10th in the points. 11th through 20th is Zachary Fitzwater. I think it's safe to say he will be good to go as well. As we are also, by the way, you're seeing the skips to get the official full 100% word there. They have been all good to go there. That's why you're seeing a little bit of time skips right there. Dylan Potey, Audrey Baranowskis, James Qualls. I think it's safe to say he's good to go as well. Trent Dunham, Charles Sanford, Kyle Matthews, Ember Ross, Connor Meyer, John Art. That completes your top 20. Here's 21st through 30th. You can see Cody Lamas, Brett Pritchard, or I'm sorry, Kate Anderson, rather. I'm saying Brett Pritchard in the 3 there. My apologies. Alex Drayton, Joshua Sicoli. Now it is going to be official. You'll see in a bit. You'll probably see a pause along the way, too. Got Joshua Sicoli. Damn, you guys, why are you doing this? JT Bryant, Seth Cole, Points leader, he'll come away 26. Joshua Osborne, Kev Shears, Zach Rogers, Brett Pritchard now. Sky Commons, Cat Batson, RJ Bishop, Clint Spillman, Phil Parker, as there's the pause. Eric Burton, Jeffrey Finguy, Nathan Hudson, Keith Batson, Alex Ferranti, and then the last two cars, Johnny Gardner and Benjamin Miles. So let's keep it over here. Now, this is where the big thing is here. The drivers I think it's safe to say are good to go are Jessica Shelton, James Qualls, Zachary Fitzwater, Anthony McCurry. They're safe. They're good to go. I do not see them falling out of the top 10. That's impossible. Looking through some other notables, Dylan Potey, who was 4th in the points. He ended up 12th, so he's good to go. I just wasn't so sure at first. Trent Dunham in the 1, he ended up 15th, so he's good to go. JT Bryant, who was 9th in the points in the 22. He ended up 25th. That's a little bit of a question mark right there, because between him and McCurry, he was a total of 2 points. Ferranti, who was 11th, he finished 42nd, so that's fine. Levi McIntyre, that's going to be the big one right there. He was 12th in the points, and only 6 back from McCurry, and 8 back from Bryant, so that is not good news for the 22 team at all. If they're going to make the chase, Charles Samper, who is 13th in the points, he was separated by quite a bit between him and McIntyre, so he would have to get like 20 points there, at least gained. And from where I'm trying to find the 0-3, yeah, I don't see Charles Sanford making it. I don't think so, because if you look carefully, Bryant is 25th, like we mentioned. And then Charles Sanford, he ended up 16th, so that's 9, but that's not enough. So I think the only one I see that could probably be a little threatening is Levi McIntyre. Sky Commons was the other one. He tied Johnny Gardner. And if you notice, Commons also had a bad run. Him and Gardner. Commons ended up 31st. And Gardner ended up 41st. So from what it looks like, Gardner, of course, finished 41st. That's the worst place you want to be in because, you know, again, all those drivers that are there from Gardner on down to McCurry is only separated by 9 points alone. So that's a scary situation right there for the 12 team. And Commons was only 2 points back. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, was tied for the that battle right there. So the 3 question marks are Gardner, Commons, and Bryant. I am not too sure because Gardner did not need to be in that position right there. And let me see some other notables outside of Charles Sanford. You mentioned about Nathan Hudson, Alex Drayton. Now he was ahead of Flickinger in the wildcard battle. He also did not have a good run. Zach Flickinger had a terrific run. He ended up 4th, was the 96. And if you noticed, because Flickinger ended up 4th, and he gained, oh wow, he gained quite a number of points on Gardner. Oh man, I think the 96 may slip into that top 10. I'm not too sure. It's going to be close. Alex Drayton, he ended up in 23rd. Oh boy. I mean, we know for a fact Drayton's not going to get into the top 10 in points, but you have to remember, if you're looking at this very carefully, I think from what it looks like, JT Bryant may rely on the wild card, but because of that run, and Charles Sanford has a win and who is 13th in the points, oh man, that's not good for Bryant. I think he may get knocked out Actually, oh, my mistake. Flickinger was 95 back. Oh, man, I don't know. I think Bryant, he may not make the chase. And he may have to rely on the chase race LCQ to determine his outcome. Well, Dylan Young, he's going to end up winning the race. But as far as other chase drivers, we at least can confirm Seth Cole, Jessica Shelton, James Qualls, Dylan Poteet, Zachary Fitzwater, Sky Commons, Trent Dunham, Anthony McCurry. They're good to go. That's relying on the top 10. And then the wild card holders, at least we could say, are Drayton and Flickinger. Those guys, they are safe. They are good to go. I don't see it because Young, of course, he never won a race. And it's, of course, his first race back. So no worries there. So I think it's safe to say Drayton and Flickinger made the chase via by the wild card. It's just the remaining of the top 10. The question marks remain on Gardner and Bryant, the Fords there. Who makes it between the two? Do they make it in? Do Levi McIntyre or Charles Sanford slip in? We will find out at the end of the video like always. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe to the NRSL and that subscribe button down below. For those who are watching Premiere Mode, before you leave and before you wonder where you are, the points will become at the end like always. Of course, just like Xfinity, it's going to be slowed down just so that way you can see who has made the chase via by the top 10. And then we'll show our 2 wildcard holders, but at least I can confirm about who made it so far. Again, Bryant and Gardner in question marks, as well as McIntyre and Sanford. We shall see. Until then, thank you guys for watching at Thornton. We'll see you for the chase race LCQ at Talladega. It all comes down to that of who makes the final 2 spots. It could be anyone from 11th on to 42nd. Who knows what could happen? The only one who's not eligible is Dylan Young, of course, because he wasn't in a full season. So he is ineligible. Until then, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Here come the points. Until then, goodbye, everybody from Thornton, Illinois.